Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening! Hello everyone, welcome to the Game in Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt with Aidan White behind the camera. We're at Roosevelt Island on a picturesque afternoon for our second APSL game at this field today and our third of the afternoon in the Metropolitan Conference, and this one arguably the biggest of the day. It is another relegation six-pointer. If we pull up our league table, Central Park Rangers' survival hopes are hanging by a thread. They need at least 5 points from their remaining 3 games to guarantee survival. It's a tall order with a 9-match losing streak they're in. They've got to turn things around now, or else the season is escaping them. It is even possible that they could be relegated today if Vistula beat them and then Zoom pick up an unlikely win versus the Greeks later today. The only thing really in CPR's favour at this point is they do currently have a head-to-head positive record against Zoom, who they play next week. So theoretically, if they could get 4 points out of their next 2 games, including this one, then they would go to Lansdowne just needing a point away from home. But even that is a very tall order to go to Betts and get a point. So you'd really think CPR have got to win these next 2 games to have the best chance of returning to the APSL Metropolitan next season. For Vistula, they've had slightly better form this spring, and incredibly 6 of their 7 points in 2026 has come against top half of the table sides. A win away against Leros, a win away against Pancyprians. But they are not out of the woods yet. If CPR beat them, then they are back in the thick of it. But if they can get victory, they're guaranteed to be safe from the automatic relegation spot. They could still potentially be dragged into a relegation playoff though, in that 11th place position. It is beautifully balanced here. The winds are blowing as well. Is it a wind signalling the change of fortunes for CPR in their hour of maximum need? We'll find out shortly, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the kickoff between CPR and Vistula in a few minutes. Hello everyone, welcome back to Roosevelt Island. Kick-off a few minutes delayed, but team's ready to walk out now. Vistula are going to be in the dark blue, Central Park Rangers in the red. Huge evening for both clubs in their survival bid. The teams finished level on points last season on 21. That was enough to survive by through a 3-point margin. The previous year, Vistula survived by 4 points. They had a very good spring to get themselves out of a deep hole. CPR are much more comfortable in the 2023-24 season, finished 10 points clear of the danger zone. But this time it is CPR who find themselves in the deep, deep trouble, a hole they must start digging themselves out of today. And Vistula, who are probably 3 points away from complete survival, definitely 3 points away from escaping the automatic relegation drop spot. We have our expected starting 11s for CPR. Dean Kelleher in goal. In front of him is going to be Roland and Diallo, the centre-backs. Ibrahima Bar, left-back. Jonah Kuntz, new signing at right-back. Wheaton Shop, a recent Columbia graduate, once again in the defensive midfield position. Matt Beringia, who's a veteran of this CPR side, has come up all the way since they were in the Division 2 of the Metropolitan Soccer League. He's wearing the armband. He's going to be in the centre midfield alongside Jaden Selden. Marcel Viveros, who is a live wire, will be on the right wing. Solomon Jallo, another very tricky customer in 1v1 situations, at the left back position. And Timothy Williams will be leading the lines for Vistula. It's going to be Aldo Munoz in goal. Chris Kondratowicz at centre back alongside Trovek. Goksowski at right back. Davis at left back. Castillo, Nitek, McGuigan the midfield three, with McGuigan in the number 10 position, or McGeechan even, excuse me. And then a front three, it's a dangerous three. Emiland Elazai, who's certainly the man to watch. Been in red hot form this spring, got a marvellous brace to deliver Vistula's famous victory at St John's against the Pan Cyprians. William Tolmanson will be on the right wing and Gabriel Serafin up front. The veteran Chris Christopher Karts even, excuse me, starts on the bench. Remarkable, but the 42-year-old once again is a leading scorer for Vistula. He was the top scorer in the APSL Metro Division last year with 19 goals. Not showing much sign of slowing down, but he told me before kick-off day that this field has a bad omen for him, as he had quite a serious knee injury when he last played there. So trying to save himself if possible, and who could blame him at the age of 42. But for all these players on the field, it is not the time to hold anything back. It's a fight for survival. Come the end of May 17th, we should know who will be returning to the APSL Metro next season and who will be going down either to the Metropolitan Soccer League, or if it's Vistula, they'll be going to Garden State. We're sitting at about 55 degrees today. Nice, cool, early summer day. Well, there is a quite strong wind blowing into us, so across the field. So not really favouring one team or the other, I'd say, at this point. CPR have won the toss, so they're going to start the game shooting from left to right. I think because when that sun does come out, it's going to be right in the eyes of Munoz. And Matt Beringia is going to give his CPR boys what is possibly their biggest team talk of the season. Loose today, and it's very hard to imagine they will be back in the APSL next season, they'd have to get 6 points against Zoom and then away against Lansdowne. And it's Lansdowne where you really struggle to see them getting anything, particularly with the form Lansdowne is in right now, having dispatched the Greeks and Pan-Cyprians in the space of 3 days. And one thing that I failed to mention when we did have that table up is we do have some early results from today. Nyack put Richmond to the sword, 7-1 victors. So Nyack now on 21 points. They've really hit form when it counted. There was a period about 6 weeks ago where they were bottom of the table. Feels like a long, or close to bottom of the table. They might have been 1 point above CPR. Felt like a long, long time ago now, though. They've won 4 of their most recent games, with maybe a loss or draw somewhere in there, but very good run of form from them to escape relegation. And New York International, just on this field a few moments ago, losing 5-1 to Leros. That does keep Leros mathematically in the playoff race, with the Pan-Cyprians losing last night. If Leros were absolutely perfect and the Pan-Cyprians lost their remaining 3 games, Leros could steal it on the final day. And Leros do play the Pan-Cyprians at St John's on the 17th. So what a finale that could be to regular season. We'll have that, of course, live on Game of Frame. But in terms of New York International, that defeat leaves them on 18 points, but still really hard to imagine they could go down at this point. They are 100%, or, well, sorry, no, CPR, yeah, no, they are 100% safe from the automatic relegation spot at this point. And they would need Zoom to get themselves 5 points, or Vistula to get 5 as well. It just doesn't really seem likely with the number of games left. So really now it looks like a fight between the bottom 3. Vistula on 14, Zoom in the relegation playoff spot on 13, and Zoom playing tonight against the Greek Americans away, and Central Park Rangers on 8 points. Vistula also have a game in hand. Zoom and CPR both played 19 going into today, so 3 games remaining, including their ones today. And Vistula have played 18. And if Steve Morse is watching, thanks very much for the notification I just got. Doing my best to give a good show today. Right, Vistula, so they have that game in hand, Vistula, with they've got 4 games remaining, including today. And also should mention Vistula, of all the 3 teams run-ins, have got the easiest run-in too on paper. Docks are away, which that will certainly be a tricky one, but then Nyack at home, New York International at home, and those are games that they will fancy themselves to win. Probably be very tight, but compared to what Vistula was having to endure earlier in spring, where they just seem to have non-stop trips against top half of the table sides, this will feel like a welcome reprieve for them. Central Park Rangers, as I already mentioned, have Zoom next week, so that's another absolutely critical 6 points. That could be the well and true decider on who goes down. And then Lansdowne away on the final regular game for them. Zoom have Greeks away, CPR away, and Doxa at home. As we kick off here, CPR in need of points to revive their season. They have tried to chop and change things the past 2-3 months, and there has certainly been improvements on their fields, but in the key games against Nyack, against International, by thin margins they were defeated, and now they are left hanging by a thread in the division. Can they pull the rabbit out of the hat? There's some more changes in the team. Roland, a name that I don't think we've seen before, so this might be his debut. And also Jonah Kuntz at right back. Last time I checked the CPR roster online, they made 19 changes to it over the winter break. Changes that really need to be done. It signed a bunch of the Columbia players. That certainly helped with the flow. As a neutral, these are the games that we live for, and Two clubs have put so much into the last 8 or so months, dating back to September. And it all comes down to a few games now, a few key moments perhaps. Wheaton Shop, lovely touch by Williams. Selden, Spective, long range shot, that was moving. Munoz watching it anxiously, I think he felt confident it was going over the crossbar. A positive start from the hosts. Berinja, as I was saying before the match, of all the players on this field today, you could say Berinja is Mr. CPI. He's been with the club so many years, been with them since Cosmos Soccer League Division 2. Here's Selden, looking to jink between the blue shirts. Selden has another strike. This time it stings the palms of Munoz. Jallo, it's a wayward clearance. Viveros couldn't bring it under his spell. Very positive start by CPR. And Elazai will draw in a soft free kick for some reprise for Vistula. We got to get you back on the air, Gary. #1 Game of Frame co-commentator. Just got to get the swear box for you, that's all. Sent over the top towards Elazai. Just talking about Garfield there. New York International just finishing their game. Elazai towards the corner flag. He is the danger man here. Elazai looking towards the edge of the area, and that was a decent chance there for McGuigan, or McGeechan, excuse me, who's cannoned that over the crossbar. I think he'd be a little disappointed he didn't do better at that. Wheaton Shop into Jane and Sheldon. Physical tussle, and Sheldon's kept that one in and forces a throw, and he's started like a man on a mission here, Sheldon. 2 strikes already. Playing very positively when he does have the ball. Slightly higher. Williams. That 50-50 duel won by Nitek. Kuczowski, loose by Vistula. Berinja. Jallo. Berinja again. And Selden making his first error of the afternoon. Maybe feeling a little out of breath with the box-to-box breathtaking start he's made here. Berinja couldn't hold off the attentions of McGeechan. Clever touch by Tomlinson. Serafin. Elazai, who can hit them, and he's going to let that one fly. It's saved, but it's spilled, and the flag is going to go up. And the referee spots it eventually. Kelleher looking a little shaky with that. Palmed it back into a very dangerous area. It was the right back, Kuczowski, of all people, who was looking to pounce on the rebound. Williams trying to find Viveros. He's muscled off it by Davies. Kuczowski. Castrillo. Negation. Well, one thing that CPR have not struggled with this season is finding goals. They've only failed to score 4 times this season in 19 games. But defensively, at times, they have been really exposed. Vistula too, mind you. Those two with the worst 2 defences in the league. So certainly can expect we'll get some goals at some point. Here's Elazai, just possessed by Wheaton shot. But then he overplayed it, and Elazai is going to pickpocket him here. And Wheaton shot tried to make amends, but came through the left leg of Elazai, and Vistula are going to have a free kick in a promising shooting position here. Elazai, in my view, one of the best technicians in the APSL Metro. He was unbelievable against the Pan-Cyprians. They couldn't get anywhere near him. Could wriggle out of the tightest of spaces, even doubling up on him often backfired. Can turn on a dime very quickly for quite a stocky build, very pacey, and he never is reticent to have a crack at the goal. He did score a free kick, a fantastic one against the Pan-Cyprians in the St. John's victory. And if I was the betting man, I'd say he's going to be taking this one too. Is Castrillo standing over it with him as well? But this is Elazai territory. 3 in Central Park Rangers wall. Elazai got it around the wall, but relatively routine for Kelleher, who looked to distribute quickly to Jallo. Timothy Williams. It's a bullish presence in the centre forward position, Williams. Good hold-up player. Jallo. Couldn't turn past Nitek. Davis. Trovek. German crossfield. Watched well by Kuntz. And then Kuntz finds Selden. Look at that for a first touch by Selden. Turns on a dime. A little bit isolated at the moment, but he's still got it, Jaden Selden. And he's searching inside for Wheaton's shop. Ball cut out. The idea was there. Koksowski. Riveros spinning. Wheaton's shop helping it to Kuntz. Couldn't find their feet of Sheldon that time. Nitek. Serafin. Intercepted by Diallo. Elazai. Very even first 10 minutes here at Roosevelt Island. Worked out to Tomlinson. Cross too close to Dean Kelleher. Kuntz. Berinja. Viveros. Searching for Jallo with the switch, cut out. And Koksowski. And that's well played in the middle by Mergichen. Elazai has got Kuntz one-on-one here. Elazai's past Kuntz. Elazai still onto his left foot. Overran it. Good recovery by Diallo. Emilan Elazai already looking very menacing. Oh, that's not a sign that this longest winter ever that I can remember, at least in New York, is over. We've got a Castrillo taking off his Under Armour. Still think it's relatively nippy for early May, but we'll take wherever we can at this point with how much snow and cold we've had to endure so much in this year. Wet cold often. Held into the box, good punch by Kelleher. And Kuntz does well to win the throw-in for CPR. Williams. He's dispossessed. Nagichin. Davis resets back to Trovek. Vistula have had most of the ball the last 5 or so minutes. CPR made a very positive start though here. Save already drawn from Munoz by Selden. Elazai again skipping inside with ease. He caught that one with a lot of pace and cannoned off of the head of Diallo. Very brave there by the centre-back. Jallo down the other end. Pass. Well, I thought he just got past Castrillo, but slight touch on it. Would have been interesting to see where that strike from Elazai was going to end up. Certainly moving. Diallo still feeling the effects of that block. Very understandably. Here's Viveros, who gets there first. Viveros! Oh. Didn't quite connect with that strike as he wanted, but did really well to get himself half a yard in the penalty area. Ended up going quite wide though. Ball. Trovek. Ball runs away from Davies. Viveros. In towards Williams. It comes the far post to Jallo. Oh, that was a big chance for Jallo. He got the power behind it, but leaned back slightly. And over the crossbar, really good chance. Both sides easy, could have had a goal early on here. That's really loose by Kondratowicz. It's Sheldon, stinging strike. Williams over the crossbar. CPR well past 5 shots now. Been, I would say, a performance so far where they haven't shown the nerves that perhaps you might expect on an occasion like today. They've played very positively this first quarter of an hour, willing to take shots on sight and breaking Vistula's lines. Vistula's defence looking extremely open as well. Popped up by Castrillo. Diallo with the header. Nagichin couldn't bring it down. Loose ball comes to Gorczowski. Tomlinson. Will reset for Vistula. Nitek. Just about able to hold on to possession. That's well worked by Vistula, and they found a gap here. It's Gorczowski! Vistula score first blood! The right back adventuring forwards and finding the opener. Lovely play by Vistula. They sliced and diced Central Park Rangers back line. Gorczowski surged forwards into the gap. And he finds the opener here, earlier Jack McManus. And it's the second time Gorczowski found himself in a very advanced position. Right back clearly has been given a license to rove. Took that finish smartly. And right now, very early in the contest, Vistula, as things stand, will guarantee their escape from the automatic relegation spot and make it very unlikely they could even get pulled into the relegation playoff zone. But the game is still young. Wheaton Shop. CPR will be kicking themselves for those missed opportunities. Peppered Vistula's goal 3 times just moments before Vistula's goal came. Castrillo. Ibrahim Mabar winning the first header. Jallo will get onto the loose ball. Koksaski recovered well. Nitek. Castrillo. Nitek again. He was instrumental in the build-up to that first goal. It's been lost by Castrillo though. Wheaton Shop. Selden. Wheaton Shop again. Selden once more. Good press by Vistula. And they can break now. And there was a clip by Elazai on Nitek. Oh, they weren't the same team. That was an excellent professional foul. Elazai, unfortunately, is not going to be spared his blush. I think we got that one pretty good. Here's Williams. Professional foul there on his own player. Wheaton Shop. Bit of space for Kuntz. Looking for the give and go with Selden. Well read by Trovek. Well, Nitek seeing the funny side of getting tripped by his own player. They had a decent counter-attack on there before Elazai intervened. Diallo. Oh, back to Kelleher. Diallo. Or Roland even, excuse me. 2 centre-backs switching sides for now. Magichin, he's lost it. Jallo somehow has kept a hold of it. Lovely footwork there from Jallo. It's Williams off the crossbar. Oh, how close can you get? Underside of the crossbar, and it bounced just the wrong side of the line. And it's a good bit of distribution from Munoz. Serafin at the other end ran it out, well marshalled by Diallo. Williams can't quite believe it. Did just about everything right, got into the correct position, swung his foot through it, made good contact, denied by inches. I think CPR can feel very hard done by. They don't have themselves a goal or even two here from the chances they've had so far in this first half. But it is Vistula who leads. Elizate. Trovek. Tomlinson. And once again, the right back, Gutowski, advancing up into basically the right wing position. Kuntz. Viveros. Barinja. Wheaton Shop. Kuntz back into Wheaton Shop. Not quite enough legs on that reverse ball to Viveros. Gogzowski looking for his opposite fullback, who was surging up in the centre force position. Total football from Vistula. Fullbacks both coming forwards whenever they possibly can, and it has paid off for them with the goal so far. Munoz clearing it.
I think he does it on purpose.
I think CPR are going to make an early change here, and it's Solomon Jallo off. I'm not sure if he picked a knock or what ails him. Mohamedou Sal has replaced him. It looks like a straight switch, so Mohamedou Sal is up in that left wing position. Switched out to Kuntz. Didn't get the required whip on the cross. Well, guys, a reminder, today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Lovely spin by Nitek under a lot of pressure from Barinja. Kondratowicz. Gogzowski dispossessed by Barinja. Keller very calm under pressure. Barinja. Ba. Unable to find the feet of the substitute Sol. Magichin. First pass intercepted, he got another crack at it and then sprayed crossfield by Castillo. Good pass by him. Tomlinson. Ball round the corner. Not the required quality by Serafin. Here's Matt Barinja. That's a good ball. Mohamedou Sal with his first chance to run at Vistula's back line. So onto his right foot. I think he was going for the target there. It was blocked. Here's Tomlinson. It's been a very entertaining First 30 odd minutes there at Roosevelt Island. Plenty of chances at either end. Emiland Elizai tried to take on one too many, but then Wheaton's shot made a mess of it. Egyptian Elizai. Serafin tried to dummy it to the roving right back Goksowski, and that's left a hole here for Sal. That hole plugged temporarily by Magician. It's fallen to Timothy Williams. Very isolated. Didn't get a lot of support from his teammates there. Nitek. Davis. Elizai. Tomlinson finds Elizai. Nitek on the overlap. Nitek's got some options at the far post. His cutback intercepted by Roland at the expense of a corner. It's going to be an in-swinging corner here for Elizai. Headed out by Viveros. Put back towards Elizai, but he won't be able to keep that in. Viveros. Beringer. Wheaton shop. The gap was there for Williams, and he'd made the run, just slightly overcooked the pass there. Final pass lacking that time for Vistula, but then it's overran by Roland, and the referee's going to play the advantage here. It could be a good one. It's Serafin, blocked by Diallo, who recovered well for his centre back who had lost it. Goksowski got clattered in the lead up there. A good advantage by the referee. Nitek. Helped on towards Goksowski. Flag goes up. Beringer. Roland does well. There's Kuntz. Williams. He's able to bully his way through, and here's Selden. Selden onto his right foot. Jaden Selden once again draws a save from Munoz. But right now, the goalkeeper is Jaden Selden's foil. One of these chances eventually has to be converted, surely, just by the law's probability for CPR. If they keep them up at this intensity, this frequency. Elizai. Elizai. Castrillo. Elazai again. Megichin. Poked forwards by Castillo, couldn't keep it. Castrillo. Tomlinson. Megichin, give and go with Nitek, and again. And Nitek running that tackle, flag going up against Gorkowski. Berinja. Cuts down the channel. Sudden looking for a canny touch. He'll get it the second time. Couldn't find the feet of Williamson. Or Williams even, excuse me. Serafin. It's a good touch. Elazai can take on Roland. Emiliano Elazai. Poked clear temporarily by CPR. Castrillo gets it back from Elazai. Couldn't find that last connecting pass. Castrillo still with it though. Nitek. Trovek with a spective shot, and that's going to go into the bushes and the trees behind the goal. At half time, we're going to be showing our April Goal of the Month nominees, 17 of them, quite a selection. So make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. Berinja. Diallo. Another right pass by Berinja. Elazai. He's got the Meg and he's kept that in. Emland Elazai. Switched it towards Tomlinson. Aggressive to win that back for CPR. And Berinja composed to play it out. Saul. Selden. Couldn't get the ball out from his feet initially. Viveros had a bit of space at the time, and he has got it here again. Last shot of Viveros. They'll get the throw in. Good win by Davies. Megichin. Elazai. Lost by Castillo. Williams. Invites Saul forwards. Amadou Saul whipping out the scissors. Williams couldn't hold off the attentions of Megichin. Megichin being allowed a lot of space, and he's still with it, Megichin. He's covered half the length of the field. Sets it back to Elazai. Really important tackle by Roland. Ball's kept alive here by Serafin for Vistula. That was far too easy for Megic. Ball sent towards the far post. All alone in that back post. And it's cleared off the line. What a clearance by Roland. Oh, there was so much space back there. I think it was Megic at that far post, inexplicably left alone. And Kelleher got something on it. And then Roland with a fantastic clearance off the line. Davies hurling it in. Selden does well to hold off Davies. Look at that from Maradona spin, but he was tugged back. Referee tried to play the advantage. Kelleher. And guys, a reminder, we've got more APSL Metro action coming up next weekend. New York International hosting Richmond County for their final home game of the season. And Central Park Rangers against Zoom Snyder at 4 p.m. And that is quite likely to be the decider between those two as to who might go down in the automatic spot. If CPR do lose today and Zoom get an unlikely away victory against the Greeks, then that would already be decided in Zoom's favour, but be quite something for Zoom to go to the home of the Greek Americans and find victory. Too much on that crossfield ball by Diallo. So, Kuntz. Roland. Williams round the corner to Viveros. 1-on-1 with Davies. Viveros still. Reverse ball, that's clever. It's Sheldon. He'll get it back again. Lovely footwork by Jaden Selden. Still Selden. Berinja. But not a terrible cross, but no one else had committed at that far post. Lovely interchange between Selden and Viveros initially on that attack. Just that last square ball by Selden denied. Megic has done really well to hold on to possession. Referee's going to play the advantage. Gogzowski. I think Tomlinson was hoping for it in behind. We'll see what Gogzowski's fitness is like in the second half, because he has done so many shuttle runs up and down that touchline in this first half. Lovely spin by Wheaton Shop. Ibrahim Abar. Amadou Saul. Back to Bart. Back to Saul again. Great interchange between those two. Saul lets fly. There would have to be something special to beat Munoz from that range, particularly with the form Munoz is in today. They've already made some really good stops. Berinja. Salt showed too much of the ball to Kontratowicz and switched towards Emiland Elazai, slightly too high for him to bring it down. Viveros. They're throwing for CPR. Selden. Kuntz into Roland. Diallo. Bart. Berinja. Saul back into Berinja. Williams turned into trouble. It forced a Wheaton's shot. Why not have a crack? Fell to him decently. Didn't strike it as well as he would have liked though. The dying moments of this first half. Goal by Roxowski separates the teams. Overall, it's been really even, the flow of play. I think fair to play, CPR have had slightly more chances, but mind you, another day either side could have had 2 or 3. Just had that clearance off the line a few minutes ago by Roland, denying Vistula. Kuntz, Viveros, Elazai suffocating him with the pressure. Referee being pedantic about the positioning. I think he could have probably given Elazai an advantage there. Castrulo will take this free kick. At the tail end of this first half. Swung in, that's a decent ball. Really important header by Diallo, brave header. Keller had come from it, and I think it was Serafin who was going to meet that first, but Diallo with a really important header. CPR really do not want to let the deficit double before the interval. And more defending to do here for the Reds. Punched down by Kelleher. A little fortunate that didn't bounce off her body. Didn't get the height on that punch at all. Nagichan. It's played inside. Gorzowski saved very smartly by Kelleher. And a teammate in the former Diallo there to clear it before Vistula could tuck in the rebound. Bah, let's that run back to Diallo. And that's the half-time whistle. Vistula with the narrow lead. Thoroughly entertaining first half. Lots of chances at either end. Could have been plenty more goals another day. Right now it is Vistula heading towards 3 points. That will guarantee they cannot go in the automatic relegation spot. And CPR in real danger of falling through the trapdoor. But it's a game of 2 halves, still a lot more to write here at Chapman Mansfield. For now, guys, it's my pleasure to show you our April Goal of the Month nominees. As well, find Ablo Nado, who's got some space, catch it well! It's a sublime equaliser for the Pan Cyprians. It dipped and it swerved, and it wheeled into the back of the net.
Free kick for Tigres. And he tries to put it on target, and he does with a beautiful, nearly masterful acrobatic effort.
Left, Harrison, will he go for the shot or the pass? Stanic, turned, Harrison, faking still, Harrison from a tight angle! Oh, it's just inside the far post! Rijan Harrison, a brace, and a tie game for Ozers is 2-2. They may have pulled back a draw.
Waring, looking for Spompanato. Strauss Figueroa! What a bolt! Quincy Strauss Figueroa with a rocket!
All United trying to find an equalizer, cutting back. Here he is. All United. Oh, it's an equalizer! It's a solo, individual effort. And look what it means to Harley United. They've equalized.
Strike it. And Spaker! Oh, into the top of the net! Bam, Spaker! The goal. Wow.
Future. Dancing, shooting. What a great goal. Set herself up on the dribble and then goes over the gloves of Hamilton. That's her second already.
New York International! What a tackle at the last second. Now Bednarski! What a shot by Bednarski! Tipped in to Billity, who's running at that Lions box now. Cuts inside. What a move by Billity. What a goal! A brilliant little cut inside the box, bought the space, and he took advantage of it. 1-0 Lone Star.
Captain lines up his right foot, unbelievably lashed in. What a goal from the captain. He has put his foot through that magically. A golden moment for Greater Long Beach.
Can't quite retain possession. Here's Adamenge, and he'll send a long through ball. That's an excellent through ball to Koutner. We'll see what he can do. Driving down the right wing, cuts inside, cuts back outside. Is there a finish at the end of it? And that's a fantastic goal by Christoph Koutner. Spun his defender inside and out, and a clinical finish at the end of it.
Drives it in. Commanding header. Comes on the edge. What a hit! Oh, that's absolutely superb. Milton Campos arrows it in.
Swing off the arm. Here's Asibek again. Shooting opportunity for Asibek. Oh, wow. What a beautiful goal that is. And 2 goals in 30 seconds from Negmatov Asibek.
No need to rush the play. When they're up 2 goals at this point in the match, taking it slow during these set pieces can be very helpful. That's a nice through ball. It's played back to Doggart. Spampinato out to Doggart. What a goal! Excellent through ball. Spampinato and Doggart connected beautifully there.
Away though. Steps back, Miele fires into the back of the net! It's a goal! Miele!
Stanovic off the backside of the head of the retreating fullback. Mamadou Diombera onto his right foot. Mamadou Diombera! That is mesmeric for Mamadou Diombera. He has speared that in with great wonder. Unbelievable work from Diombera. His finish beating Sella.
Now Richie, take them all on. So Richie, oh Richie! It's a hat trick for the number 17.
soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal. For 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential. Hello and welcome back to Jack McManus Field. Vistula with the slim lead going into the second half. So many chances in that first period. Could have been plenty more goals. Among a large grouping of CPR chances, Timothy Williams came the closest, clattering the underside of the crossbar. And Vistula as well count themselves unfortunate not to get another goal. Effort by Magician cleared off the line acrobatically by Roland. The CPR staring down the barrel. If it is a 10th defeat in the league today, it is very hard to imagine a scenario in which they will be in the APSL Metro next year. If they can't win today, they're going to be relying on a scenario where they get at least a point against Lansdowne on the final day of the season away from home, and that is a very, very tall order with the form Lansdowne are in at the moment. And it's possible at this point that Lansdowne will be playing to leapfrog the Greeks on the final day of the title race. Still lots to be written there with the Greeks to play the Pancyprians and Leros and Zim Snyder, and one other in there that I need to just look over in a second, but rough it. Lovely touch around the corner by Mamadou Soul. Selden. Wheaton shot. Draws it to Viveros. Not enough on the pass to Berinja. Davies. And Viveros impeding Davies. CPR have not failed to score in their last 4 games. And Vistula have not kept a clean sheet the entire season, so all signs, including with the chances CPR have already created, would point to a goal at some point for the Reds, but first half it's starting to feel like one of those afternoons for them, but they've got to keep believing. Here's Tomlinson. That's going to be a foul. Saul with a clumsy tackle. Kelleher just putting Amadou Sow on the wall. Castrillo will take this free kick. That's a good ball. Punched initially, falls to Serafin. Serafin off the line, shot back in, and Vistula find the second right after the interval. The rebound tucked home by Gogzowski, the right back, an improbable brace goal scorer. And it goes from bad to worse for Central Park Rangers. They've got to find at least 2 goals here at Jack McManus Field to get anything out of this one. They never really looked comfortable right from the outset, that free kick. It's a really good ball in by Castillo. Keller opted for the punch, didn't get enough distance on it. It was a really good block initially to deny Serafin, but just nothing that the bodies on the line could do to stop Grzowski getting his second. Williams. Viveros. Selden back to Viveros. Selden again. Dancing feet, comes to the byline. And it's going to be a goal kick. Who's policed well by Magician. A great escape required from Central Park Rangers this afternoon now to make possible a great escape from the bottom of the table come the end of the season. Davies. Korzystowicz. Nitek. Bar intercepts. Beringer. Viveros. Still Viveros. Cut out before it could reach Beringer, who's winding up for a volley. And now Vistula can break. Milan Elazai taking on Diallo. Elazai back onto his left. Kuntz coming back as well, but it's still Elazai. Flicks it over the top. And that was a really good chance for Magician. Didn't connect cleanly on the volley. Majestic setup by Elazai. Viveros. Salt. Beringer. Crossfield ball towards Selden. It's a good one. Selden drills it across. It was a lovely ball. And it just needed a touch by Williams on the front post. They couldn't quite get there. Should mention both sides short on the bench as well today. I think just one more sub for Central Park Rangers, Sam Urban. For Vistula, we might have two. But as much as anything, now the chance for CPR is to keep their heads up. Lost their last 9 games. And this current situation will feel familiar to their other key games against other relegation candidates, where it was close in terms of the balance, but just the chance conversion went the other way. They've got to keep their heads up now. Beringer. Can the talisman drive the Reds forwards? Beringer. Viveros tried one more pass, perhaps one too many, and Trovic cut it out. Corner kick for CPR. Trovic gave a mouthful to his teammates there. He felt they were too short to come back. There was an overload there for Central Park Rangers. Selden cleared out by Magician. And here comes Elazai. It's a 3-on-3 for now. And more Vistula reinforcements on their way. Excellent tackle by Kuntz. Elazai again. So hard to dispossess. There he was that time by Diallo, who takes it quickly. Mamadou Sol. Viveros. He gets clipped. And the yellow card is going to be drawn out for Nitek. I think he felt the referee was repeated fouls. That was very clever by Viveros, because he knew he had overrun that and he just saw him hang his right foot out to get the contact. Selden. Kuntz. Heavy touch by Viveros. It comes back to Kuntz. Williams. First touch was off. Beringia wins it back for the Reds. Serafin got a touch in it. Beringia incredulous he didn't get a free kick. Here's Elazai. The game is really stretched at the moment. Elazai against Diallo. It's Elazai. Diallo sticking closely, but Elazai again. Slightest of touches by Kelleher. And Central Park Rangers escape. They are having to obviously run much higher risks now as they search for a way back into this one, and Vistula are leaving Elazai and Serafin up every time, which is making for a very threatening counter-attacking situation. Nitek. Elazai. Played all the way back to Munoz. Should mention as well, if CPR get a point tonight, Zoom Snyder could still guarantee, or just hang on a second, it's Gokowski, who's on a hat-trick, don't forget. Gokowski forced to Magician. And Tomlinson, could tell he's not a left footer there, could have probably taken that on and had a shot with his left, but tried to get it back onto his right. Beringia too much asked there of Williams. But anyway, I was saying, if Central Park Rangers draw, they'll be on 9 points. If Zoom Snyder win away against the Greeks, then that would also condemn Central Park Rangers to automatic relegation. Again, long shot, I think, for Zoom to get victory away to the Greeks. But mind you, they gave the Pancyprians a very good game last Sunday evening. Went into the final few minutes 1-1, and a defensive mishap for the Pancyprians left Jason Budai running towards an empty net with the ball trickling towards the Pancyprians goal, and Budai took a misstep and had a horror injury. It's really unfortunate, and Zoom already down due to one injury, had no subs, went down to 9 for the stoppage time minutes, and Pancyprians found a winner very late against the 9 men. And that goal actually could prove to be the difference for the Pancyprians and making the playoffs after their defeat against Lansdowne. Got a very tricky run in the Pancyprians, including the Greeks. Kontratowicz putting his foot through it. Gokowski still finding himself in the right wing or centre forward position frequently. For Vistula, Sam Urban is going to be introduced shortly for Central Park Rangers. I believe their last remaining outfield sub. Well, I think that maybe they have one or two newcomers perhaps who are signed in late. We'll get a look. Williams. Couldn't find a teammate, and there's a gap for Elazai, and he's found by Magician. Oh, I thought for a second, good recovery by Diallo. And here comes Central Park Rangers' second change. And Jonah Kuntz is the one whose number is up. So it's a change of shape from CPR. They're going to a back three. And I think Selden is going to move up into the front line with Williams. Try and get a look at what exactly the shape is. Urban somewhere in the midfield, perhaps the right side. Kondratowicz. Magician. Davis. Magician again, Davis. Elizate. Recent shot winning it back. 15 minutes of this first half gone. Second half even, excuse me. Vistula doubling their lead early in the period. Looks like Chris Karks is preparing his 2 changes. Paul Lee and Pavushkin, I think, are going to be introduced shortly. Nitek, that's a clever ball. Gokzowski's forwards again. Bar recovered. Castrillo. Tomlinson. Gokzowski is really chasing that hat trick. How often do you hear that right back hat trick? But the way he has been pushing up made it actually quite probable. It looks as if Kondratowicz is off. Paul Lee will, or excuse me, Justin Leach even has come into that back 4. I think he's gone to left back. Davis is in the middle. And Paul Lee also on. He's replaced Serafin. Paul Lee has gone into the centre forward position. So, Berinja. He was, I think, searching for Williams, but cannoned off of a dark blue shirt. Magician. Elizate. And straight into the hands of Kelleher. So, Selden. So, running up with him. Poor ball by Selden, but Williams not giving up on it. End up with Davis. Driven crossfield to Elizai, good ball by Tomlinson. Elizai. And Wheaton's shot came in from behind in the referee's view, and Elizai is going to have a free kick in his favourite shooting position. Vistula can find a third. That will well and truly put the outcome beyond all doubt this afternoon. Elizai has actually left this free kick to his teammates. It's going to be crafted over the wall, and that clipped the top of the crossbar. It was Castrillo with the strike. Needed a little bit more dip in that. And we're in for a special addition to this game. Litek. Elizate. Good tackle. Sam Urban with his first touch. Williams. Viveros. There's an overload on the left side. Viveros has put under enough pressure between McGuigan and Davis to cut that out, but Berinja wins it back, trying to spur forward his teammates. Really good tackle by Trovek. Elizai takes it off of Viveros and then looks to lob Kelleher from inside his own half. Diallo. Selden. Selden. So. Ball just took a bobble as he was about to strike it, and well wide and high. Paravuskin is going to come on for Vistula. Or Paravuskin, excuse me. He's going to come on for Tomlinson. Vishkin winning his first header, but goes out for a throw-in. Berinja does really well to wriggle between all the blue shirts. It's Wheaton Shop. Wheaton Shop! CPR have a way back into it. Wheaton Shop arrows it into the bottom left corner, and it's an arrow of hope for the Reds. They've got 23 minutes and some change to try and draw this level and even possibly win it. All started from Berinja in the middle, did really well to thread it through to Wheaton Shop, and he could drive at Vistula's back line. Not a lot of power on the strike, but the placement was just right. And finally Munoz, who made so many good saves in the first half, is beaten. And how might that game just change the mentality of the two teams? Because CPR could see their heads had dropped just a little bit. And Vistula perhaps with a little swagger in their step, but now we're back to a single goal margin. CPR have nothing to lose. They've got to throw the kitchen sink of this in these final 23 minutes. Gogzowski. Pavuskin. It's lost. Selden holds on to it. But looking towards Williams. Litek intercepts. One back by Diallo. Urban flicks it back into Diallo's path. That comes to nothing. Will be a throw-in for Vistula. Elizay. Gogzowski, the brace goal scorer for Vistula. That situation well marshalled by Roland. Loose, though, by Kelleher. Elizay. Gokzalski. Paul Lee. It's Elazay palmed away by Kelleher, kept in by Pavuskin, who Rabonas it in. Elazay going for the acrobatic. Hat clear, and Elazay in a heap after having that effort, slowly making his way back to his feet. Can't take your eye off this one. A reminder, guys, we have more APSL Metro action next weekend. New York International against Richmond County at 2 p.m. and Central Park Rangers against Zoom Snyder, which, depending upon the results today, that could end up being the decider as to who goes down in the automatic relegation spot. Both those games coming to you live from Jack McManus Field, exclusively on Game and Frame. We were going to have Leros on the Greek squad, but expecting that game is going to get moved to midweek due to the Amateur Cup for Leros. One back by Vistula. This is dangerous. Magician rolling, or Diallo even held him up, got the block. Thrown in, headed up by Diallo. Unable to find Viveros. And then he held nothing back from that tackle. I think a little harsh perhaps. He got the ball, to be fair though. He did throw in just about his full weight into that. Here's Magician taken quickly. Gokzalski looking for the hat-trick. He's found it. Unbelievable. The right back with a hat-trick. And he's re-established the 2-goal margin. Urban's gone in the book for descent. Well, you don't see that too often. A hat-trick for the right back, Gokzalski, who's played at times like a centre forward and winger. And Central Park Rangers gave themselves some hope, but it is diminished once again to a thin hope with that goal. Vistula can sense the victory. That guarantees they can't finish bottom of the table. It's going to take a Herculean effort from CPR now, and I think the legs are heavy. Just the one sub for them today, or two, excuse me. They had to make one of those very early. Sol on foot. Solomon Jallo, not sure why he was drawn. Maybe he was carrying a knock. Selden onto his right foot. Jaden Selden, he's still got fight in him. And that's the fourth save he's drawn from Munoz this afternoon. But still can't find a way past Aldo Munoz. Relatively comfortable that save, just with the way the ball bounced up to a comfortable height. Urban to take this corner.
Yeah.
Urban towards the far post. They're queuing up back there. There'll be another corner. It's Bar this time with the delivery. Free header, Diallo. Half a foot wide of that back post. Rose really well. Got the power, just not quite the placement.
Kenny, he'll come on his bike. We're biking the marathon right now.
So if this result holds, then CPR do fall to their 10th consecutive defeat in the league. They aren't automatically relegated yet. The situation will be if Zoom Snyder can find a victory away against the Greeks will be done this evening. But if Zoom draw or lose, CPR could still rescue themselves, but they need 6 points from their final 2 games. They play Zoom next weekend. That you could see happening, but then Lansdowne away. What an incredible effort that would need to be. Goksowski could have got 4 there. Instead he gives it to Elazai. They're queuing up for Vistula, and it is 4 now for the New Jersey side. Paul Lee off the bench. And it's turning into a rout at Jack McManus Field. CPR spirit broken. And they've still got 15 minutes to endure here now, the Reds. They gave it all they could, but once that 3rd goal in, you could just feel something break, and the legs are definitely getting heavier for CPR. As the game progressed, they played such a high intensity first half, and perhaps the fact they couldn't find themselves a goal or two there was fatal for their efforts. Selden, lovely feet from Selden. It'll be a throw-in. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. So, cleared out, leap. That's Paulie's first goal of the season. It's played out wide for Pavushin. Vistula in the mood for more. Pavushin, corner kick. There's a few CPR players now who look dead on their feet. 3 walking back on the halfway line. In swinging corner. Headed partially clear, Elazai. Turned into danger. Viveros looking to start the break for CPR. Overran it. Urban. Urban. Viveros. Viveros stinging strike. And Urban, another cannoned here, and CPR going to get a penalty. That is unbelievably harsh. That's point blank. Cannoned there. I believe Leach, who's come on, his arm was close to his body. I'm not sure what else he could have done there. With the ball about 2 yards away from him, hit at supersonic speed. But as a neutral, he can't complain. CPR given perhaps a thin lifeline here. Leach may be left wondering what laws of physics he had to defy to avoid conceding a penalty there, but I have to watch out. It may even have hit his chest, honestly. We're not sure. I have to watch that. It happened very quickly, but I think either way, even though it did hit an arm, that was incredibly harsh. It's Sam Urban here who took the shot, who is going to take the penalty. Munoz has had an outstanding game between the sticks. Can he add another notch to the post here? Urban. Saved by Munoz. Urban again. That does not just sum up the day and perhaps the season for CPR. was not the best of penalties from Urban in the first instance. Comfortable height for Munoz, but then that rebound, there is no possible way that should not hit the back of the net, and he just fluffed it, and it remains 4-1. I suppose justice done in terms of the harshness of the penalty. Munoz is going to give a run for the money for Gorgzowski for man of the match with his performance. Urban. Williams going down looking for another penalty. Hard to see from here if there was any contact or not. The referee would have been, I think, a brave man to give a second one right after that first one, given how harsh it was. Gorgzowski, in an unusual change of events, receives the ball at right back, where he's listed as playing rather than in the centre forward position, but he's true to form, run up into the centre forward position now on the edge of the penalty area. Elizai hacked down from behind by Viveros. Well, if this is the end of CPR's 3-year APSL Metro venture, they do have plenty to be proud of coming up from the CSL. It is a massive step up. They had 2 good seasons up here, competing against the likes of Pantsiprins, Lansdowne Greeks. And it's a club with great depth of sides. Sadazai whips this in, great depth of sides, and also very committed ownership behind it, so they will bounce back, no doubt about that. But it has been a season, and particularly a second half of the season, to forget. This will be their 10th defeat on the trot in the league, and I think they'll look back at all of their previous 3 games against the relegation candidates, Nyack, New York International, and this one, and have regrets, because none of those games were big defeats. Well, at least the other 2. This one obviously 3-goal margin, but it all held in the balance at some point or other. And there's certainly a scenario in which you could have seen CPR win this game, particularly going into half-time. I think they're probably unfortunate not to be leading, but everyone has swung against them, the fine margins. And here comes Vistula again. It's a lovely move, but that last back heel, a bit too fancy. Viveros. Just been the lack of quality in front of goal for CPR at the key moments. Urban offside. Elizai. He would love to get his name on the score sheet. It's Elizai, clattered off of Diallo. Flag will go up against Magichan. Urban. Viveros. Williams is really flagging. The centre forwards just sort of in the centre circle, needed to be up ahead of Viveros. Urban. Wheaton shot. Saul onto his right foot, rides 2 tackles. Mamadou Saul onto his left. Saul did really well to get into that position. A foot from Vistula hung in front of that shot, took all the pace off of it. Goksowski. Nagichin. Pavushkin's come away with it. Elazai. Still Elazai. And Elazai cuts it back. It's so fancy. And it's 4 for Goksowski and 5 for Vistula. It's turning into a spree for Goksowski. Don't think he can quite believe his tally. At this rate, he's going to overtake Chris Cox as the top scorer for Vistula this season. Hadn't scored a goal so far this season, Goksowski, but 4 to his name. He's level with Elazai now. Joint top scorers. Elazai very considerate there with the setback. Definitely could have taken that shot himself. Urban going for a long range strike. And not much to it. As a reminder, you can vote for the April Goal of the Month by heading to Instagram at Game and Frame. Voting is going to close at midnight tonight. Lovely footwork in the middle, and Pavushin is going to be offside. And the referee spots it blatantly. Vistula not convinced by that. Barinja. Clipped and brought down. And of all the CPR players on the field today, felt most for Barinja, who, as I said, has lived and breathed this club for many years, helped them promote up from Division 2 to the APSL, and certainly led by example today throughout this contest. Even when they're behind, kept trying to drive the team forwards. Viveros. Viveros tussling with Nagichin. Barinja. Roland. Wheaton shot. Barinja. Viveros is going to come towards Sal. Goksowski wasn't exactly sure if his goalkeeper Munoz was going to get there, so opted to dribble out himself. Good decision in the end, and here comes Pavushkin driving forwards. Pavushkin might go here alone. He's got teammates with him. Instead, he looks on his left. It's Elazai who's going to go for it himself and find Vistula 6th. Vistula tearing Central Park Rangers limb from limb in these final 25 minutes. Elazai's 5th goal of the APSL campaign. Pavushin surging forwards. I can see Sheldon, struggling with injury as he's chasing Pavushkin. And I don't imagine the referee's going to play a lot of stoppage time here. Not much purpose. Mind you, Vistula taking no pity on the Reds' misery. They're looking for another one. Pavushkin. Able to hold off the tackle of Salt. Looking for an elastico. Paul Lee. Beringer. Able to ride some tackles. He's got Selden on his left. And I don't think that was a foul, honestly, but referee giving it. Selden, who is holding his left groin, he's really struggling. Well, right groin even, I think it is for Selden. I've noticed he was indicating that was perhaps bothering him as much as 50 minutes ago, but no more subs for the Reds to bring on. Here's Elazite. Selden. Drives it crossfield to Urban. Actually, it's left to Wheaton Shop. Wheaton Shop to Urban. Urban to Williams. And even now, it won't go in for CPR. And that's the final action of the afternoon. Vistula have guaranteed they can't finish in the automatic relegation zone. They've done so in style. They also move 4 points clear of Zoom Snyder, who are in the relegation playoff spot. So they take a lot for Zoom to catch them now. CPR played with a lot of intensity and showed plenty of quality in the first half. Couldn't convert their chances. Vistula were in at 1-0, and the Reds quickly ran out of steam in the second period. They are now staring down the barrel of relegation. It could be as soon as tonight if Zoom pull off a shock victory against the Greeks away. If not, it's going to come down to next Sunday at 4 p.m. back here at Jack McManus. We'll have that live on Game and Frame. CPR must win their final 2 games to have any hope of staying up. They will have to beat Zoom next Sunday, assuming again Zoom don't win tonight, and they will also have to beat Lansdowne Yonkers away from home. And they would also need Zoom not to get a single point from their remaining games. So that would mean, not getting more than a point from their remaining 3 games. So Zoom's running Greeks and then tonight away, and then CPR back here next weekend at 4 p.m. and then home against Doxa on the final day. So reminder to tune in for that one, guys. Reminder also we're going to have New York International hosting Richmond County. Guys, big thank you to great work behind the camera. Thank you to all of you for watching. This is Josh Pratt signing off from Roosevelt Island, Jack McManus Field. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.